Welcome. Last time we discussed standard of value and matrimonial valuation, but today we will be talking about goodwill in the context of divorce and why the concept of goodwill is important. Now, there is a lot of misunderstanding and confusion when it comes to what constitutes goodwill for matrimonial valuation and how the concept of goodwill is applied for matrimonial valuation. Now, the standard definition of goodwill that we all know is that consists of intangible assets that arise as a result of name recognition, reputation, customer loyalty, location, and other intangible factors. The goodwill in divorce is differentiated between enterprise goodwill, also known as entity goodwill, which is considered to be divisible marital asset, and personal goodwill, which is not. However, this breakout is very specific to the jurisdiction.
The standard requires evaluation, for example, of a key man or key person within a company. When we discuss the key person capabilities, they break down into personal capabilities, interpersonal capabilities, and professional. For example, a famous veterinarian who is beloved by all pet owners in the area has a personal goodwill that cannot be divided in matrimonial matter. But if it's a vet practice that is very known or sponsored maybe events around town, then the practice itself has an entity goodwill which could be assessed and could be divided in a matrimonial case. Some courts always include goodwill as a divisible marital asset, regardless of the nature of the goodwill, and have ruled that goodwill, all of it, whether personal or entity, is marital property, because it could be an inequitable to ignore this as non-property from the non-property spouse contribution in the case. That's the way it is in New Jersey, for example. Some states do not include any goodwill, entity goodwill, or personal goodwill as a divisible marital asset. This means that the value of the business in a marital estate would essentially be the value without goodwill. That means the net value. It doesn't mean it's a tangible only, but it means that it's a value without calculating goodwill.
Goodwill to all men, right? Goodwill to mankind. But let's clearly define what is goodwill as it's used in matrimonial valuation. Personal goodwill is goodwill that attaches to the person and the personal efforts of the individual involved. It's generally considered to be difficult to transfer, if at all. Entity goodwill is goodwill that attaches to the business enterprise, and its value comprises the value of the said enterprise, and therefore the value of that goodwill is part of the valuation for matrimonial matters.
Thank you, Jan. Join us again next time when we discuss matrimonial valuation, focusing on goodwill allocation and factors to determine that allocation.